Okay. This was episode 88. Episode 88. Crazy. Okay. First things first. You guys, well, Escher like kind of like, hey, let me out of here. What's it like seeing Escher again after all this time?
Oh, so nostalgic. It was nice.
It's been a long time.
It has been missed that sassy asshole.
Yeah,
Y'all-
nothing has changed.
Y'all hadn't seen him in person since before you went to the Feywild. So it had been a really long time.
Was it in Alantir?
Yeah, that was the last time you saw him in person, was kind of right when Allie ran away and you fought Father Mackenzie the first time. It was kind of when all that happened.
That was like, in the real world time, a really long time ago.
Over a year ago.
Time ago.
You'd messaged him since then, but then, you know, it for us, it's been like months since you guys had talked to him. So it was fun to bring him back. And then, of course, after that, you released everybody else. So finally releasing the people that have been trapped. How are we feeling? How's Darren? Oh, you're muted, buddy.
Oops.
Oops.
No, Darren's very emotional.
Yes.
And like, this is one of those instances where I feel like in a lot of cases D&D characters help us realize things about ourselves.
Sure.
So like Karak, I was like Karak was a lot in terms of like sometimes the way that you can help the best is with like in the most in the simplest ways. Like not everything has to be a big
grand,
you know,
thing. Yeah.
Darren is very much like the journey with Darren has kind of been one of like allowing other people to care about you, allowing other people to take care of you, and not having to be the one to always take care of everyone else.
Yeah.
Even though he does do that, and that's, you know, still something IRL that I tend to do.
For sure.
It goes both ways. And it's okay to let other people take care of you. And sorry, that got real and and emotional.
For sure. For sure. And your poor wife is like, I can tell you've been through something that I haven't, and I'm just gonna have to be patient and wait. Sounds like Darren's lesson that he's been trying to learn is a little similar to somebody else's lesson that they've been trying to learn. Am I hitting the nail on the head there, Chi?
A little bit. Okay, it's so funny because with Chi, I don't know. Benji, I'll ask. I don't know. Like when you make a character, do you go with a specific like? Okay, I want this like moral trajectory. I want to touch on. You don't. Okay.
No,
that's very interesting.
I just set up things, and that's one of the instances where, like, because bleed can be kind of a negative thing in some cases if you get like.
Oh, sure.
If you like tie too much, or you try to, like, I've heard horror stories of people like basically playing D&D rather than going to fucking therapy, which they need to. But one of the groups that my brother has played in, there was somebody who did that, and he was like, yeah, no, I'm just no. But no, I establish a premise of kind of what the character is like. Some of the traits do incorporate bits of myself just because I'm
Right.
the one playing them.
Right.
But a lot of times it kind of just it comes out organically.
I feel similar. I feel like yeah, I'll have like a premise or like a theme or an idea, but I feel like I don't really figure out their personality until I'm playing as them. And then it just sort of happens along the way. Sometimes that's not the case. Like there are some where I feel like I had a very solid, like I feel like Mortimer, I knew exactly the kind of like personality I wanted to give him, and he just was kind of always that way. But like others, I think kind of came out more organically.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because I definitely feel that way. So when I made Chi, I definitely like had a specific like moral trajectory in mind.
For sure.
But as an
yeah, because like in our session 0, like I mean, I feel like we're reaching the culmination to a lot of the stuff that was set up in like those first talks of like the kind of role she had to play with her family that she kind of had to play again for the group, you know?
Indeed. Yeah. And so like I planned that much out and very loosely. It's like, okay, you know, but I also, there are things that organically happen that I never account for, and that that hit home more than I think, like just like she's general level of anxiety and then like what else? I mean, that's just sort of the off. Oh, and the codependency aspect too. Like, I mean, things that like really hit home, and then I'm just like, oh my god, like. But it's like, of course they show up because they are a part of me, right?
Right.
And like, I mean, that's every character. But I mean, I just wanted something specific at least to start with, because Teo, I was just vibing. She was
vibing,
slaying monsters. But so that was sort of my thing, and it's very interesting how that's kind of been a mirror.
I think the RP has been way heavier this campaign, though. I think as we've gotten more comfortable with it, that's become like a stronger focus.
Huge.
You know?
Yeah, especially because, like, I mean, we've been playing together. When we started this campaign, we'd been playing together for 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now we've been playing together for almost 7.
Yeah.
And, like...
That's crazy.
Yeah, so, like, there's...
Time flies, man.
A lot more comfortable with heavier stuff, and I think those of us who like weren't as comfortable with the actually getting into RP are becoming a lot more like sorry, going off on a tangent. Kind of like kind of trusting the group with, because it is a very vulnerable thing.
For sure.
But yeah.
For sure.
It's so nice when you can like because like I knew, I was like, okay, I can have like an RP moment with Ronan, like, and maybe that'll be something, I don't know. But it's just so nice when you make the decision to include like someone from the table, and then the table just swings the ball right back, and it's just so
that's wonderful.
You particularly are very good at setting up those moments, Claudia.
Yeah. Casey and I, we just
y'all's characters.
It's been a minute.
Like,
it's been fun.
I'm so glad that y'all ended up being like two sides of the same coin, kind of, you know? Y'all are like the antithesis of each other, but you really foil each other so well.
Yeah.
Which is so nice.
No, that's crazy.
Love when that happens.
And I love getting to see like other aspects of other characters that like we hadn't really gotten to see, but like Hoots. Just like
Hoots really is the heart of this group. I'm telling you.
So true.
Like Revan's out here potentially making an evil clone, and Hoots is like giving all of his money to help repair the city.
There's another coin flip, you know?
It really is, though. Oh my god.
I don't know what to do about Joe.
Hoots needs to have a really nice talk with Revan and hoot at him some.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Hey, at least we've now established that Revan is openly working on himself. on the ship where everybody else
not
can
in the
see.
way that he needs to.
No, not in the way that he needs
He's
to.
not working on himself the way he needs to.
Look, if he wants to, like, learn how to make Warforged so that the race doesn't die out, that's fine.
Sure.
If he wants to create, like,
Get him
an evil army,
yeah, it's all about the application.
that's a problem.
I don't
I
like...
could also see him getting a bit of a god complex about creating a species.
A bit?
I see that too.
Just a bit.
He also, he implied that he was saving that dragon to use in a fight against Cthulhu, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, so why is it secret then?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's the thing.
And it's a
That's
good
the thing.
dragon.
It's a good
dragon.
It's not even
In my mind, it was like, oh, they'll realize it's good and they'll let it out and it'll help, like, rebuild the city.
No.
Instead, he's keeping it trapped, and
instead it's trapped in a bottle.
So terrible.
And it knows.
Yeah.
And it knows.
Yeah.
There's every chance he lets that dragon out. It just goes after him.
I mean,
I don't think Joe realizes when Benji, you said, "Oh, that's a good dragon." I don't think he's realized.
No,
probably not.
Like in terms of like actual
alignment,
morale alignment. Yeah,
you can tell him to watch the video. That's definitely out.
Oh,
by this point.
Period.
Also, sorry, small tangent. I remember there was a long time ago. We all took a quiz to like see what our alignment was.
Yeah.
And Joe was like evil, wasn't he?
Yes. I think so.
I think
were
it
all
was like chaotic
he
evil.
was like over here.
It was like neutral or chaotic evil. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Almost all of us were either like neutral or lawful good.
Yeah.
And then he was chaotic evil or something. And I think about that to this day. Okay, speaking of things being in bottles and knowing it.
Yeah.
How we thinking? How we feeling?
I'm afraid we're gonna get back to a breakout.
Are we concerned about anything in particular?
What I
That's
think.
the fear.
That's exactly what I think.
I guess if the dragon can't get itself out of the bottle,
we don't know that.
Well, why would he be able to?
I think here's the deal. I think Arthok could 1v1 an adult bronze dragon. I think. Because his magical powers that he's received. That's my. I don't think Amanda was ever going to let us go quietly into the island and then just put a bow on this. I think she has to put some pressure on. I think we're gonna come back. That was loud. Come back and peril and and then it'll be the fight for our lives. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm so looking forward to it. It's very exciting. But no, that's kind of terrifying in a way that now
I'm impressed that you guys I was wondering this whole time if anybody would come to that conclusion, so I guess kudos to Benji. Yeah, because the whole time I was like, maybe they won't think about it. They've got a lot on their plate. But she did think about it, so. But so far,
smart.
at least as of the day you guys left, everything's fine. So maybe it'll be fine. Your camera doesn't like you today.
No, it doesn't. It was nice and really crisp and focused for a bit, and now it's just
no. Okay, so you guys are working on cleaning up the city. I do know the body count of people that didn't make it. But
that's terrible.
Realistically, you guys wouldn't know that number yet. So, but I'm just telling you, there is one.
Well, there were 5,000. What did I write down? 5,610 people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, y'all made me do math. And that's crazy.
I mean,
that is true.
So because of that, people had to die. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
No, realistically, I think having a shit ton of boats suddenly appear and fall on top of each other and other things, It would be impossible for everybody to live.
Yeah.
What a confusing death. You've been reliving the past 2 minutes over and over.
Suddenly
Truly.
you think you're on a shelf and then you're being crushed by a boat. Isn't that crazy?
That's
terrifying.
Yeah.
I do, when it comes to I lost my thought now. When it comes to what is this going to be called? The fallout of Palomar? Like, what is
I don't know.
As?
So if you guys think of a crazy name, I'm all for it because it needs a name. This is like a catastrophic event that will go down in the history books. You know?
Oh yeah.
This is crazy. You know? This is like a atomic bomb. You know? But like not. You know,
should have left more money.
Should have left more money. And then we close the session with going to the Astral Sea. So what are our thoughts on that?
I'm excited.
We're going to find Zephyr.
Cool.
It's pretty cool.
I love how much Escher is like, well, guys, I mean, he's really powerful and like we kind of need him. And it's like, okay, but you're also invested emotionally.
This is
He's like, no,
thing.
it's time out.
I knew that somehow I would send you to the Astral Sea. This idea started way back on our first D&D trip at the cabin. Because that's when I asked what everybody's bucket list monsters were.
That's right.
I said fucking Astral Dreadnought.
You did say Astral Dreadnought. No. So keep that in mind. And you all know who to blame later. But, so I knew then, we were not even close to being done with campaign 1. And I knew that the next campaign was going to be nautical themed, and somehow you would get to the Astral Sea because Zephyr was going to be there.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting.
Like, how far?
Been waiting years
ahead of this moment.
Years. I didn't know all the in between.
That was 4 years ago.
It's a long time ago.
These seeds.
Holy shit.
It's a very, very long time ago.
I love it though.
I've been waiting for this for a long time. We're getting a taste of Spelljammer. And chunks of this I'm pulling from a chapter of a published campaign. It's not the Spelljammer one, but it's one where they go do some Spelljammer things for a little while. Nice. Yeah. So, but I'm tweaking it a lot. I had to change out almost all the monsters, so.
The Star Chaser.
Star Racer.
Star Racer.
Star Racer.
Now this is Star Racer.
God. What do you think you're gonna find? What do you think you're gonna see?
Oh God.
You have like
we're gonna see some shit.
Stuff coming out of a plane.
What is up with the flesh?
Yeah, what is that?
I'm sure it's fine, guys. I wouldn't worry about it.
I don't like it.
The ichor and the...
I don't like that. I don't like that.
It's super fine.
That.
I'm curious about Zephyr because like last that we tried like figuring out his vibe, he was just like, I have to get back home. And so it's like, where is he in all of this? Is he just kept prisoner? Like, that's my guess probably. For him to just constantly be thinking. I mean, granted, I know time doesn't pass, but that was my thought too. It's like, is he like in stasis? Like, it just seems so static, but I guess that's just the nature of the plane. So it's like,
something's definitely going on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess you'll just have to figure that out.
Okay.
All right. Well, that'll wrap us up for episode 88. And on to the next episode.
Woohoo.
Bye. This was episode 89. We're almost to 90. I really don't think we're gonna get to 100. I really don't.
That's crazy.
That's okay.
I really don't.
I think we're gonna be just
so
shy.
crazy.
I think we will be just shy. What do we think? 95?
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right. Lots of things happened. I mean, there was a lot of fighting, but also we found we sort of found Zephyr, but not really. What do we
found
think?
a copy of him.
Sure.
Yeah. What do we think about Simmelzeph?
I like him.
Zephyr.
I knew something was up immediately with all across the sea, so I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, well, the real Asher or Zephyr was like clearly in distress, and I mean, you're sort of chilling, so, but that makes sense.
You're sort of chilling?
Like, it's like, you're not doing great, but
that's like saying the wrong name for him just because we've been dealing with
it
that for the
rhymes.
whole
That's just so
campaign.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
I forgot how much I liked Zephyr. It's been
Oh,
so
I love
long.
Zephyr.
I know, it's been
Ash and him might not get along, but I love Zephyr.
I know.
Y'all did not.
When Joe was like, did he just hit on himself? It's like,
Yes.
So
yes,
funny.
He did.
Yes, of course he did.
Of course he did.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, someone brought up Ash, and I was like, ooh, maybe don't mention him.
So,
staring.
Simmelzeph said that the far realm is spilling out into the astral sea.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's definitely
know.
not good.
I don't know what would be causing that, because like,
I don't know how you
Cthulhu-
stop that.
yeah, because Cthulhu isn't doing anything, or maybe this is part of his dreaming. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, if we stop Cthulhu, do we?
Right, does that stop?
Does it stop?
Not sure.
Maybe not. Maybe this is sort of a hook for next campaign. Maybe
It could be.
it's the
I don't
beginning.
know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be.
It's rough.
Could be. Who
Who knows?
Hoot knows.
Also, supposedly the real Zephyr has the last clay figure that you've been looking for.
So it was not Arshok this whole time, which I find very interesting.
Was
Yeah,
not
that he
Arthok this
has-
whole time.
None.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Arthok wouldn't want to have them because, like, that's how you stop. That's how you can seal, right?
No, but he
So-
obviously likes to like plan and stuff, so I could see him being
I can
like,
see
if
him
I
trying to
have it,
prevent
then
the
no one
stopping.
will ever be
Yeah.
able to do it.
That was my thought process. I was like, yeah. It's just like what he did with the coral in Gloomcairn.
Yeah, like
Wow.
the long game
That's
sort of
true.
thing.
Arthok's
He
a
yoinked
dick.
I
He's
got that
such a
right.
jerk.
He is.
He's such an absolute jerk.
He is.
Yeah, truly.
And it's a weird balance between like being chaotic but also being calculating.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Calculated,
Yeah.
that's the word.
that is
Mhm.
that's true. I find it just a
Um,
little curious that Zephyr is using simulacrum after everything.
Yeah, that was a choice.
I'm like, okay.
well, you know, simulacrum wasn't the problem.
No,
It was
but-
cloning and mind manipulation.
Yeah.
Y'all did fight a simulacrum of Konari and
Yeah. Raina?
Reyna.
Yes.
Mhm.
That did happen.
It did happen. That was very strange.
Yes.
I
But-
feel like it's also different if it's him making a simulacrum of himself of his own free will and not.
Yeah. Feydark
Being
was
made a
making
simulacrum.
simulacrums
Of
of
other people.
her like
That is true.
thralls, basically.
Yeah,
That is true.
that's
Um,
true.
So, plus I think simulacrum is tied to, I don't think like the cloning spell. I think is technically necromancy school potentially. I don't think simulacrum is.
Okay.
Not that necromancy is like inherently evil, but
Right. It's probably like transmutation or some shit because you're using snow.
probably. I'm trying to pull it up.
to be a thing.
But-
Yeah, no, I mean a lot of like healing spells are necromancy, if not
Yeah.
all of them. I'm trying to think.
Illusion.
Illusion.
Illusion. Yes. It's an
Huh.
expensive spell. That's for sure.
Sure.
That doesn't shock me.
But you talked with this guy, and he told you about how Zephyr's like locked away in a safe room. You got to go get these wards. There's all these like creepy awfulness coming out of the portal to the far realm. What else? And there's a hippo dude.
Yeah.
I wonder how the hippo dude's connected to all of this.
I assume he was probably on the ship.
Yeah, I
when
imagine
it
it's
crashed.
like
Maybe he's part of the crew.
Yeah, like if Zephyr has a ship, it stands to reason he has a crew. But
also, like,
where's everyone else?
it's
Yeah.
the Astral Sea, so like, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Yeah, the Astral Sea stuff's fun, and like, at least like the star anglers, which were the fish y'all fought, the hippo guy, that stuff is like straight out of Spelljammer, which is like what all of this is, you know. So it's fun that we're getting a taste of that. I wasn't sure if we'd ever do any Spelljammer stuff, but
right.
Yeah, and I have always known that Zephyr would have the last clave figure, so been sitting on that.
So hearing us speculate where it is has just been a
we were like, Arbok has it, clearly.
Me snickering off behind my DM screen.
Shocker.
Okay, so I think that's, I don't know, any closing remarks, anything else?
I mean, I'm curious what is actually happening to the real Zephyr. Like,
yeah.
Like, because the simulacrum being like, well, you know, the farm was like a really maddening place, so like maybe it's just like, you know, spooked, and it's like, well, we've been there a bunch, so either we're built different or this is some fucked up shit that is in, I don't know, the room with him or is in the vicinity or, and that's scary.
Well, I mean, also keep in mind the people you found at the Alster Academy, they had also been driven mad. And they were looking into, like, Cthulhu and the Far Realm and stuff as well. So,
I mean, Claudia, we could be built different simply because we have the coin.
Of the curse? That's just... maybe that's immunity. That's so crazy.
If we went insane, how could we do his bidding?
Nuts.
Yeah. And you also know, like, from reading all of Arthok's writing on the island, that he kind of like, I mean, he's not like mad in the traditional sense, but like
definitely spiraled.
He definitely like spiraled.
Crashed out.
Yeah. He's high functioning madness. I don't know.
We'll probably need some sort of like greater restoration or something to.
Yeah.
Do I have
to consider?
That's the thing. I would like to get some diamonds. And I'm like, hopefully we'll be able to get diamonds before the end, but I don't know.
What do you have right now? You have some stuff?
I don't want to say it without looking. Okay, 400 gold worth of diamond.
Okay.
So like I can revivify, I can is it
greater restore?
I was about to say I think that's just 100 worth. Yeah, so I can greater restore. I can
do
revivify. I don't think I can raise dead.
Not without stopping and getting more materials and stuff.
I believe. Let me double check.
Well,
yeah,
it's more.
I'm just shy of raise dead. Yeah,
it's more important to have the ability to revivify on hand. Like raise dead, because you have like 10 days.
It's like
yeah, you know. And technically
I have resurrection now.
Yeah,
too.
you have resurrection now too, so it's
but that's like
that's expensive.
So
that's really expensive.
So hopefully we go shopping since we got monies now.
Late campaign shopping sesh.
Go hard.
God.
Treat yourself.
Oh man. Okay. Well, it's weird that we're wrapping up. Like, I legitimately really do think the campaign could end in like 5 sessions.
Oh my gosh.
So crazy.
Which is weird.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, I never thought we'd get here. What?
Me either, man. Me either. It's also like, I don't know about you guys. It's like everything is happening right now for me. Like, I have a final due tomorrow. This campaign is like ending. I have like a school show that I have to help out with. I have my own concert that I have to put on, and then I have all these rehearsals for The Sound of Music.
Oh yeah.
Relatable. I had auditions Monday, rehearsal Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Went to see one of my kids that's on scholarships concert an hour away on Friday. Callbacks Saturday.
It's like too much, man.
Another of my kids today at his concert.
It's literally too much.
I feel you.
Yeah.
But
it's been a lot.
At least working on the campaign is, for me, that's more of a mental break. You know, that's like escapism, and I can enjoy that. I wish I could do it more, but I have too many other things.
We love you for everything you do for us.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. I don't know. It's always stressful when you're getting to the end of a campaign because it's like the culmination of like years of story. So it's like the pressure for it to land, or for it to like, you know, for everybody to feel satisfied by the end of it. It's immense, but I'm hoping it'll be good.
Is this the longest campaign to date we've done? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, for sure,
without a doubt,
for sure.
I couldn't remember.
And I don't think, like, I don't know. I was talking to Bigler about this. I don't know if this one. So like last campaign, we finished up the main storyline, and then we still had like some quests to do. Sort of like we had to go finish up Karok's backstory stuff, and this one I think I've tried to tie everything up, so you know, aside from just going around and saying what happens next,
what are you doing in the next 3 years?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself?
3-year plan.
Yes.
What are your job aspirations?
Which is crazy. And then we will be having our session zeros for the next campaign.
Right?
Which is what the game we're doing for Memorial Day weekend is? No? Okay.
It'll be a miracle if we have a game, but I'll throw something at you and you can fight it.
Yay!
That'll be great.
I think I told you guys you can play a level 20 character, and I'll just throw something insane or several things at y'all. I mean, I really could have done 2 Tarasques last time, so I will learn from that. I have some stat blocks. I bought a Call of Cthulhu, but like 5e conversion book before we started this campaign, and there's some stuff in there that nobody's ever meant to fight. So this will be a good use of that. You may fight actual Cthulhu. It might happen.
I'm so down.
So, anyway, I need to close up. This was great. This is good Misfit management. Episode 89. Next week is episode 90.
90.
Insane. All right. See you next time. All right. It was episode 90. In this episode, we explored more of the wreckage of the Star Racer, and you guys got to talk to the hippo people. So you met Delaney, and then inside was Blanche, and then of course you found Flannery below. What are our thoughts on the GIF, the hippo people?
Oh my god. It's very it's giving lawful good. Like it's like Elvish snobbery, but like not as like racist or like as problematic. I guess is the vibes I'm getting. It's very funny.
The thing is, I guess they can be any alignment, but they're just like known for their like being mercenaries and their martial training and love of like firearms and stuff. So
I got that. Yeah. Like your military prowess is insane. It's like, okay.
I don't know what person back in the day was like, you know what race needs to populate fantasy space? Like, militaristic hippos.
Right, yeah.
Who thinks
Truly
of that?
something. I know.
Man.
I guess they just looked at all the animals that are represented, because you have Owlin, you have Aarakocra,
Yeah.
you have Tauren, you have all these things, so they're like, there's not a hippo.
There's not a hippo yet. We gotta have a hippo.
Yeah.
I think
That's my
there's
guess.
elephant people too, and lions.
I think so.
I think elephants are like Luxodons.
And then the lions are like Leonins.
Leonin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you saved Lieutenant Flannery. She lives to fight another day. She at least got to tell you that teleporting is probably not a good idea. Which I was just waiting for somebody to do that. That
is scary. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Because Darren be dimension dooring fast and loose.
Yeah, he's definitely pulled that out.
And I always forget I have Misty Step, so.
Mm.
But yeah, that would have been terrible.
After we finish up all this stuff here, I'll tell you what happens, or when you, like, where you would go if you were to use it. You disabled one of the ward runes. Possibly a little anticlimactic, but it happened.
That's okay.
Then went over and saw this distress signal. What are our thoughts on that?
I mean, I was in saving people mode. I was just like, another person to help. Oh.
Like, assuming it's another crew member, but at this point, there's no telling.
We just jumped into another fight.
Literally.
That's typical. Yo ho ho adventure.
Honestly, it kind of it tracks. It does track.
True. That's like low key, like kind of like the commitment to the SOS, like Morse code shit is like truly, I don't know, very I don't know what I'm thinking of is very committed act.
It's just funny how in a campaign where we have 3 rogues and we have often split the party to send all 3 rogues to go stake out a situation and be all sneaky. That, like, the times when we don't do that are generally the times when we really needed to do that.
No, for sure.
Which is always funny.
I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like I'm the kind of person that, like, when there's an objective, I kind of like zero in on the objective sometimes. Right. And I'm very much like, okay, now go do this. Now this thing. Now this thing. And then I definitely like don't think of like what potentially lies in wait.
Well, and it's definitely like a love-hate relationship, because like sometimes the stealth thing really pays off, and other times it's like there's really no other way to get around the situation anyway, so it's just a waste of time. But y'all don't ever have a way of knowing that, you know?
It's true. Yeah, I mean, we did stealth after learning that the sirloins have blindsight, and we're like, wait.
That's right. That did happen. Astral sea monsters are weird, guys. They're really weird.
But like as a player, it's fun.
Not all of these are astral sea monsters, but you know, some of this is far realm stuff. But
it makes sense.
They're weird. They're weird things. Sirloins are weird. Sirloins. Whatever we want to call them.
Is that the title of the episode?
Well done. Stick a fork in me, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'll have to think of steak puns, probably. Surf and turf.
Ooh.
High stakes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
High stakes.
That actually works really well.
Look at that.
I like both of them.
Okay, Amanda.
I like surf and turf a lot.
Surf and turf does work. Any closing remarks? This was really just a fighting episode, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
Weird.
I'm trying to pace myself, but people are getting hurt, so now I gotta like roll up my sleeves a bit.
Yeah.
So hopefully, because I never know what's coming next. I'm like,
for sure.
I'm like, oh, this is the big fight. So like, yeah. Just don't know.
Yeah, y'all are getting through this stuff relatively quickly though. So
I was thinking when I thought we were going up against intellect devourers, I was kind of like, okay, so they like eat your brain. Does that like kill you? Is your soul still intact? Like, how does that work in the context of like?
It's a great question.
Our curse. That's what I was thinking of.
I'm gonna try not to get into that question.
Just means you can't fly 95 feet in combat anymore.
I was a little surprised. I don't know if anybody else was. I was a little surprised that Darren used his 7th level spell.
Yeah, I was. That really surprised me.
I feel like Darren is kind of a fuck it, we ball person. I feel like.
I mean, it's a little like
when it comes
meta,
to
but like I feel like we've kind of talked about what's probably around the corner. Somewhere in the astral sea that
I know
is on somebody's bucket list.
On someone's wish list. I know. Oh god.
I said I would throw at you. So I'm like,
yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, we're using that spell now. Okay.
I
guess he has Song of Rest though, so
he does have Song of Rest.
We've all been in kind of a silly, goofy mood tonight too, though.
So silly. So silly.
But no, I do think that is Darren. I feel like I don't remember Benji being like spending spells frivolously as Karok. So I think that's just I think it's a character decision. I think more than anything, because he'll shatter like there's no tomorrow.
He uses those spells. He will. I'm
very much the opposite. I'm from a scarcity mindset for real with these spell slots. Like,
yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with spell slots.
Same.
You want to cast a spell, but then you can't cast as many.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
It is scary. I'm scared now.
All right. Well, that wraps us up for episode 90. And we'll see how the fight goes next week. I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, bye guys. Okay, Misfit Management. This was episode 91. I think we will end at 93.
Oh?
I think 93 is gonna be it. I'm calling it now.
I'm scared.
I've like known that this was coming, and I'm like kind of tearing up. I
feel like I'm not prepared. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Like,
no, I don't think anybody's prepared. I just think it'll be 93. Okay, but let's talk about this episode. One, you've finished the girls off, and you found the Mercane. Thoughts on the Mercane?
Dude was fucking weird.
Vlargats or whatever.
Very silly.
Look, when you look at a picture of these guys, they just seem like they should talk like that.
Let me look at a picture of this guy.
I can try to send y'all one. Because
there's some actor that voice makes me think of, and I've been trying to place it and I can't.
Yeah.
There's someone that like in some.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It was almost giving like Maggie Smith as Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
You know?
Oh my god, it is Maggie Smith. Yeah.
Oh man.
It was so silly that it made me doubt him. I was like, what is this
I got that vibe. You were like, what the fuck is this about? I don't believe anything this creature says.
Literally.
Okay, let me send this guy to y'all.
Yeah.
The Mercane, Vlargats, or whatever.
It's like, I just want to leave.
He doesn't want to be here. Like
That's funny.
Probably more interesting to talk about is some of the things that Zephyr has been researching.
Oh god.
What are our thoughts on that?
I'm scared.
I mean, we are already very heavily focused on the immortality thing.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
That's my hyper
He wants to
for sure.
be. He wants to be Escher's Bella. I'm calling it.
I hope it's just that.
That's my favorite thing that was said all night.
I hope it's just that. I want it to be that and nothing else, please. Like
I'm sure there's something else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like and it breaks my heart because we love Zephyr.
Mm-hmm.
And so it breaks my heart to think otherwise, but I'm like, I don't know.
What if Ash pissed off Zephyr so bad that he's the big bad next campaign?
That would go crazy. So it was like Graviturgy magic, which makes sense. That's his whole thing. Immortality.
Vampirism.
Yeah.
See, I don't. Okay, this is a little weird too. Researching vampirism. Why can't you just ask? I mean, I guess if you're in the astral sea, you can't, right?
Well, also,
but you can also send, can't you?
You know Zephyr. Do you think he's a communicative boyfriend?
That's true.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably toxic as hell. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And I want it to be purely about Escher, but also Simulzeph.
Then you can just ask him, but he's not.
Simulzeph was surprised that Escher was taking such good care of Zeph, so they might not have parted on the best terms,
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's kind of funny to think about Zephyr and Escher and realize that out of the pair, Zephyr is the toxic one.
He's the suspect one. Escher,
it's somehow I just know that Escher's probably the good boyfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, Escher's also lived long enough and probably had
maturity.
Enough bad relationships.
Yeah,
that's true.
True.
And has worked through all of his all of his shit, a couple centuries ago.
Some of the other stuff that was in his notes, because we kind of glazed over it, because we got, shocked by the immortality stuff. Studies on dangers of the abyss and scrolls on the Shadowfell and domains of dread.
Yeah, which is also of interest.
The abyss.
That's where the Shadowfell and domains of dread makes sense because that's where Escher is from.
That's where Escher's from.
I kind of feel like he's stalking his boyfriend.
Yeah, he's hardcore. This feels like a background check now.
It feels like
kind of does.
It kind of does. But the abyss, though, that's I can't place that at all.
Yeah,
because we none of we period.
We've not dealt with the abyss.
No,
we've not dealt with it. So I genuinely have no clue what that could be about. But probably not good. If I had to.
No, probably not.
Unless the abyss isn't generally known to be a good place.
No, I'm wondering if I don't know. It's probably not. But I hope the abyss is maybe that's what this whole Cthulhu shit is before he actually learned about the far realm. Maybe that was a stopping point in his research. I don't know. That's fine.
I wish I'd caught that because Ronan can read Abyssal.
We still have his journal. And wait, do we have everything?
These are books and I don't know if you took all of the books in his study, but
yeah, that's right. There was a study, so there was
should have paid better attention.
So it's the immortality.
Well, and it was studies on the abyss. It wasn't necessarily studies in abyssal.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But you went in the safe room. Safe room was not so safe. And Astral Dreadnought. I've been waiting.
A long time.
So long. Arguably, a big chunk of this campaign was built around how to get you to the Astral Sea to fight this thing. So, really, the only reason why Zephyr got stuck in the Astral Sea is so you would have to go get him and fight this thing. So you can all thank Benji.
Thank you, Benji.
You're welcome.
But now we can all mark it off as a monster we have fought.
I'm so glad you didn't really buff its HP, because after all the fights we had already done,
we'd been doing a lot of fighting.
Yeah,
I was scared. I was very scared because of everything. But I think that was sensible to.
Those things are like CR 21, I want to say.
It is 21. CR 21.
It's pretty cool.
And it's not really gotten a revamp. I don't think there's a 2024 revamp version of it. Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I think that the original was released in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes.
Yeah, it was. So, and that was one of the later it got re-released in Mordenkainen's Monsters of the Multiverse. I think it is in another book as well, but
it would surprise if it wasn't in Spelljammer.
The Monsters of the Multiverse was one of the later compilations of monsters, so it's not like, it had sort of been revamped a little bit there. But also, I mean, it's relatively balanced. I mean, the anti-magic stuff really just levels the playing field a lot. But I like that it has anti-magic, but its attacks and stuff aren't necessarily magical. Because a vanilla beholder, the anti-magic cancels out this stuff. Ours didn't run that way. Our what did we call it? The canter or the didn't work that way, but yeah. Anyway, but you fought the thing, and now Zephyr, you've rescued his body. You'll have to figure out what's going on with his mind. But yeah. Gosh, do we play next week? I think we can. Okay. I think we can, and I will reserve the right to end it early if I need to.
Sure.
But yeah, I feel like this was fine. This is episode 91. On to the next episode, and we'll see you next time, guys. Yay! This was episode 92, I think.
92.
92. Yeah, and I feel like from where I was sitting, I've been telling y'all this whole time that we're very close to the end of the campaign, and y'all have been like, but how? And then this happened. So how much of that is stuff that we expected? How much of that was like, oh my gosh, talk to me.
I knew some shit with Arthok was going to happen.
Yeah.
I did not think that he was going to attack 3 cities simultaneously with an undead army. That I did not expect. But I knew, I was like, he's going to do something. And I didn't think he was going to kill Mortimer. Yeah. So there's that.
I figured he would.
Casey's like, I know that Amanda
has been wondering for ages how she's going to get rid of such a beloved character. And I was like, well,
he got off screen.
Here's a great way. He did get off screen, which
you didn't even give him Dobby like
he got off screen.
That's crazy.
Get Dobby. Oh my god,
that's nuts.
Oh,
that's crazy. Man. Yeah,
I am upset about it, but that part did not surprise me. The undead thing was crazy, though. I did not expect that at all.
I'm shocked. Like, what can he do to amass?
I wanted to do that because one, it sort of calls back to what happened to Glimcairn. And then two, something I really loved from the last campaign was when y'all met with all of your allies, and like you're like, these are the people you met over the course of the entire story, and somehow they're gonna play a part in the end. And I kind of wanted a little bit of that again, but I wanted there to be some mechanics behind it and change the stakes a little bit and stuff like that, and make you feel like you were having to make this like tactical decision and how that would play into everything. So
yeah, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting another, okay, here's your friends, they might die.
Depending on where you send them.
That ups the stakes even more, because I just totally thought it was just going to be between us and Arthok and nothing else. But I should have known. I should have known he was going to involve people.
Well, I think for a while there, I thought it might just be y'all and Arthok as well, but it just didn't feel big enough, Didn't feel climactic enough.
And I think it makes sense. Like it's not a stretch to say that Arthok would do any of those things. So yeah. Oh,
and I know, like, killing everybody at the prison and all of that stuff is super brutal. But Arthok has been sidelined for
a long time,
a very, very long time, and
that's true.
I felt it important that whenever he did come back into play, like, whatever he did was like, you need to remember that I'm terrible. Like, I'm the person you've got to deal with.
He's had all this bloodlust, like, just piled up the whole time. It gotta go out, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, and he's pissed off. Like, it totally makes sense that he'd...
For sure. And something about Arthok that's different from a lot of the other villains y'all have faced against is, like, he is chaotic. Like, he is chaotic evil. And I don't really think the other bad guys y'all have dealt with are necessarily that alignment, but Arthok absolutely is.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yep. Escher and Zephyr reunion. I'm glad that Zephyr's been saved.
Probably exactly how I was hoping it would go.
Yeah. They love to fight.
Yeah,
I love Zephyr.
The fight. That's so funny. That was
fun.
so funny.
I missed Zephyr, so it's good to have him back.
And I especially love that they had like a huge argument as soon as he got back, and even though that happened, one word about hitting Zephyr and I was on the ceiling.
No, you're not gonna hit my boyfriend.
No.
Let's see. What else?
I'm low-key shocked. Like, not low-key shocked, but I'm just like, God damn it, that's right. You don't know anything, Zephyr.
He really doesn't. Nothing. Bless his heart.
He really got dropped into the end game of
he literally did just like
zero information.
Oh man, he's got a lot to unpack and figure out later. I found it very funny how strongly Isla reacted to Escher saying her bag was ugly.
It was the spirit of Ash coming through, I feel.
I think so, honestly.
Yeah, Ash would also be pissed about that.
Oh man. Yeah, and then y'all divvied up the forces and called your allies and stuff. How do y'all feel about where you delegated people?
I feel good because I kind of just refuse to not participate.
Like, I'm not gonna, it's not on me.
I just, listen, this is the problem with these long campaigns. You build such, I feel like, beautiful relationships with these NPCs, and it's just...
Yes.
But that's just me. I feel like we the fact that we actually gathered a little bit more resources or friends that we didn't know about is even better.
For sure.
Y'all
thought of people that I hadn't thought of.
Yeah, a lot of our note takers. Thank you for our note takers, Claudia.
Thank you.
You with the memory. That's when that comes up real clutch. But I think we did pretty well. I'm feeling really optimistic.
Did pretty well too.
I was about to say, I don't know of a better way we could have divvied that up, but yes, it is frightening.
We'll go over the breakdown, like, post campaign. But
oh my god, we're gonna have so much to talk about after the campaign.
Yeah, we'll probably have like just a full like maybe the session after the last session is when we do our like campaign wrap up. Because I've tried to like write down little things that I want to like talk about or explain, but I can give you the whole breakdown. You know, once it's all over. I think y'all did pretty well though, all things considered. Yeah, and then, you know, last hurrah, you know, I felt like everybody had nice little moments or good revelations. It's happening. I feel, how do we feel about our game plan with Arthok?
Again, I don't know of a better
I don't know what else to do.
Like,
I know I can tell Bigler's really afraid of losing that immortality.
He is, yeah, and I get it, but it is a bit of a luxury.
Yeah, but Chi can like literally resurrect somebody after like what? Like a century or something. Like
I do have resurrection. I totally forgot I had resurrection.
Yeah, you
Lol.
Like it's not even a problem.
I know. I mean, you know, it might take a little bit out of me, but like,
we just gotta keep Chi up.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah,
I think, but like you've got 2 other healers in the party as well, so it's like I don't know. I just feel like y'all are level 15. You're so strong. Nothing could kill you. I feel like I've been lulled into that, and you know, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but
I mean, that's another thing I think I could have a conversation I think I could have had, Amanda, in terms of like I think a month and a half ago I talked to you about Hoot's uneasiness about how you know we can just continue to die, and that in turn can throw off the balance between life and death.
For sure.
Oh my gosh, I should have thought about that. Try to remind me, or I'll try to remind myself. Like
epilogue.
But,
yeah.
But you know, we don't need that crutch. I think this is something in terms of facing our own fears of death, and also very poetic, poetic ending to this campaign.
Well, and I think you fight harder when you only have one life left to live.
I like that
part.
Yeah.
And like as well. Oh, and I lost it. Oh, and it was something about the people he's killed. They've not really been like us, you know what I mean? They've not been like level 14, 15 adventurers. They've been town guard. They've been you know. I mean, he off like this not old ass, but
he's going for numbers. He's going for quantity over quality.
Absolutely. So like, I don't think that's like it feels very like foreboding, knowing like how many people he's killed, but the people he's killed has not been people like us, and so I'm like, I don't think you shit, really. but that I get it. I understand, sure. But I think it needs to be done. Because I think it just makes everything work better.
Yeah. Not to say that Arthok can't be convinced. I just find it so unlikely.
Yeah.
Me too, honestly. Me too.
Just because he's like kind of crazy. Like, how do you reason with that, you know?
Well, I mean, because like, okay, and we could charm him, but who's to say that like he doesn't succeed if we try and charm, you know? And it's like, that's always a gamble.
Yeah.
As well. And it's just like, bro, if we can just kill him, it's literally easier. Like, and yeah, I do love the last night though, because I think Loki got some character development out of Escher as well, with the conversation between him and Ronan.
That was sweet.
Yeah. So
it's all wrapping up.
Oh,
it's so
all wrapping up. Nice, neat little bow. It's great.
And the stakes feel so high. Like
they do.
They really do.
They really do. I wasn't sure how it was gonna work out, just because I feel like it's such a weird campaign because we kind of like sidelined the main plot, sort of, but it was still happening in the background. Like that ended up being like the new problem. It's like, how do we keep building the tension of this curse in the main story, even though our main villain is sidelined? And I think we achieved that. I think for sure happened.
For sure.
And yeah, I think it worked out. I know it's like suddenly we're at the end of the campaign, but I feel like all of it really was building to all of this, you know.
No, I agree. I hope Ben Balbona dies. I hope
Ben Balbona dies.
His sacrifice will be remembered. Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm scared to see who else will die.
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
Terrified.
Mm-hmm.
Terrified, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
We'll find out. Only time will tell.
That's true.
Only time will tell.
I still can't believe Darren actually killed Hoots.
I can't believe that
he was gonna tell you
either.
no.
I'm shooketh. I was like, there's no way he's gonna do this. And
I don't care if my son is magical and can cheat death. I'm not gonna shove a spear in him.
I'm like, low-key worried about Darren's kid now.
She would have seen.
Don't tell child services.
Yeah, like my son said he's gonna be fine, so obviously I stabbed him.
Yeah, so
children lie all the time.
All the time.
Children lie all the time.
Literally. Oh my god. That was so fucking crazy.
I think that was my favorite like sequence of events.
That was bonkers.
Like ever.
It was great. It was wonderful. It was crazy.
It was fantastically done, MJ. Like major props.
Appreciate it.
No, it was great because I literally thought it was comic relief.
I did too.
And then you were like, actually, I'm talking to death, and I was like, oh my god.
Well,
and then I'm gonna call Darren Dad, and it's gonna be fine.
Shite.
You know, that's why I said, like, you know, I was like, how do I tie up some, or do I have any kind of loose story ends?
Yeah.
Right.
I was just like, I was just like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to Lady Death in like ever.
Yeah.
Like forever.
Since you died.
Yeah. Since I died.
When you got your spear, you got to talk to her.
Thank you. Yes, spear.
Got to ask her 3 questions.
Minute ago,
and I was just like, you know, with, like I said, with a lot of this theme, us potentially destroying the phylactery.
You're good.
I can't speak it.
Phylactery.
Phylactery.
There it is. Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt so fitting, and that's why I was just like,
that's so good.
With my time sitting and listening to everyone.
Yeah.
Divvy out people as well. Like I had a lot of time to think. So
yeah, that's good.
For sure.
I was like the letters, leaving letters behind. That was very sad. I'm like,
no.
Because like again, it won't happen. But like,
it could.
It could.
There's
there is a universe where that could happen, and that is crazy.
I mean, what if you kill Arthok, destroy the phylactery, seal Cthulhu away, but don't make it off the island?
That part.
Entirely possible.
Entirely possible.
Totally possible.
Arthok.
I mean, she didn't make it out of the building just like yesterday.
That's right. She literally died at like level 14. She died.
Like, it could happen.
It could. Let's not kid ourselves.
Which is crazy because like last campaign, which was 2 years long, nobody died. Nobody died in that entire campaign, and you weren't immortal.
No.
Yeah, but you balanced encounters better, I think. This.
Yes,
campaign.
I've learned a lot over the course of my DMing, and I've balanced things better. I've just throw crazy stuff at you.
It's true.
By balancing better, I ignore the balancing system, and I just throw really crazy stuff at you. And if it says deadly, I'm like, okay. They'll be fine.
Oh, it's a cakewalk.
Yeah, they'll be fine. But like literally,
I mean, so I want to. You brought up the me dying in the building, and I just remembered. So okay, for if anyone is like, God, I mean, I feel like the whole like thing happening with Chi, I feel like was a little dramatic. It wasn't, because I had Misty Step, and I completely forgot I had Misty Step. I was like, freedom of movement, yeah, that'll work. No,
didn't you
Misty Step?
use it?
I don't think I did.
You used it earlier in the day.
I don't think I did.
Or earlier in the fight.
I don't think I did, because I don't think I had it marked off. I don't remember.
Did you use it to like meet us with the dragon? Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe.
Like to get there faster.
No, I don't know. Think so.
Look, man.
But I genuinely, yeah, no, so I was gonna bring it up, but then I never did. And yeah, but so this shook it up. Arthur could just target me because he knows that
absolute panic. You forget stuff.
I mean,
it's true.
Honestly, like, I do think the fight against Arthok will be really interesting because we know he spent time like clocking you guys and like studying you. You found his like kill plan on you guys.
That was like, crazy. But we're better now.
You're not the same people, but like he might have a strategy.
I just had the totally unrelated thought, but semi-related because it goes back. I want to go back to our tarot readings at some point and see how that played out.
I love that you mentioned it. I have not forgotten them. Don't worry about it.
I am now concerned.
Oh, okay. Oh.
They are so scary. Like going back, now that more has played out in the campaign, going back and like listening to the tarot readings and just specifically the future cards, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
After our session stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm going out of my way to make sure there's no loose ends. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think. I feel like for my character, I think I did try to kind of lean into the future things as well, as much as I could, I think. But I forget what it was exactly now, though.
Don't worry about it too much. I promise it'll come up.
Ooh. But, yes.
Yeah, I feel like this is great discussion. This is episode 92. I guess if I were to say anything else on top of like, getting your epilogues ready and stuff, think about any like things that happened throughout the campaign that we never fully figured out, or any lingering questions so that we can tackle those in the campaign wrap up. Or things that it's like, okay, like we dealt with this, we solved this problem, but like what was the backstory there? Or what was the, why did this happen? Or why did you do this in this way? That kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's all I got. Episode 92, 93 should be the end. Which is crazy.
Finale.
Which is crazy. We will probably not do a Misfit management for 93. We'll just save everything for the campaign wrap up, and that'll be its own thing.
That is fine.
Cool. All right.
Oh my god!
I know!